Shalom. Giving all honor, all praise, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Arachak, Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and citations unto the tabernacle of David, the for elect, scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now, what we see happening inside Babylon is it's a deliberate effort to pretty much implode the economy in this current system. And the effects is ramifications for basically every U.S. citizen, you know, who's relying on the government, who's relying on, you know, the system. You know, everybody's pretty much going to be affected, and people already starting to hurt. People already started to crash out. But this is all by design, of course. You know, this is them creating a problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos dynamic. All right, and them leaving that government shut down, you know, they know that this is going to lead to food insecurity. You know, a bunch of you know, food riots, you know, coming from these people that are used to, you know, stuff in their face, you know, every hour or two. You know, people that are relying upon the government. They already know what this is going to bring. And the timing of it all is you know, interesting to say the least. You know, given that Trump already then gave the orders for the National Guards to be deployed to several cities. So this is exactly what we're seeing playing out. All right, this is a problem, reaction, solution, order out of chaos dynamic. And like the scriptures say, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, we're not ignorant of his devices. So I'm gonna play this video. All right, and this is the guy from Riots. He's basically gonna explain this whole scenario and what we're seeing happening. And I'm gonna tie it into Bible prophecy, of course. But you know, people are already on edge, and this is exactly where the elite, the powers that be, this is exactly where they want the people. All right, because we already know what happens next. But let's get into it real quick.
May begin in about 2 weeks or so, because if the government shutdown continues, then the USDA is reportedly going to not only run out of money to disperse through the federal SNAP program, which is the food stamp program, but also they may lack the authority to disperse funds. And so numerous states are already declaring that they will not be able to disperse any more SNAP money, you know, food stamp money on the debit cards at the grocery store, beginning November 1st. Now, you've probably heard the saying that every society is 9 meals away from anarchy. Well, if that...
Well, in America, I say 1 meal. Because that's how indulgent Americans are. All right, the scriptures tell you that, you know, the attitude of Babylon, she would dwell careless and dwell in pleasure. And one of those pleasures being, you know, luxury, abundance of food, you know, abundance of material wealth, and so on and so forth. America has an obesity problem. All right, all these people that are obese and overweight is because they can control their eating habits. All right, and you're gonna have a lot of hungry, overweight people in the country that's gonna be willing to riot if they're not getting their daily intake. All right, their oversaturated calorie intake It's going to drive them nuts. It's going to drive them insane. All right. So this is what to expect.
Beginning November 1st. Now, you've probably heard the saying that every society is 9 meals away from anarchy. Well, if that holds true, it means right around, I don't know, November 5th or so, or 6th, depends on how much food people have in the cupboard, people are going to start to panic. Well,
and you're already having that happen now. All right, where people, because they know that they're going to cut their SNAP benefits in November, people are already rushing to the stores and, filling up their carts. And then you got a bunch of N-dubs on social media. They actually making threats. Saying if you take my food stamps, I'm basically, they're alluding to resorting to a crime. All right. Matter of fact, let me do this, because you got women lamenting for the teats, which the scriptures told you. For so many years, we've been quoting this chapter and verse in the book of Isaiah 32 and 9. Rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, you careless daughters. All right. It said that many days and years will you be troubled. All right. Now you shall lament for the teats, because the fruitful vine, the vintage, was going to fail. So now here we are. Now listen to some of these women make these complaints and even these threats. So this shows you that this luxury, once that's taken away, these people are going to act a fool. All right, and we're already starting to see the beginning of it. Soon it's not going to be safe to shop out. And you try to go to Walmart, and then you leave Walmart and you go to your car with a basket full of stuff, you might be in danger. That's where it's going to get. All right. But let me play some of this.
And for my kids to be taken care of, I have over 2,000 followers on TikTok, and I can't get not one person to send me 50 cents. If you're watching a video and you can't send me nothing, I'm blocking you.
Of November.
So y'all mean to tell me that we may not be getting our food stamps in the month of November because the government is shut down? We may not be getting our food stamps for Thanksgiving? What the I got one thing to say. Don't touch my check. Don't touch my check. Don't touch no taxes. Don't even think about looking at my check. Don't touch my check. Just don't touch my check. That's it. That's all. Don't touch my check.
Are you okay?
So, an employee, he works at Walmart, said he had to leave work yesterday. He had to leave work because they are already acting a fool and cutting up in Walmart. They said that people were everywhere in a Walmart. I don't know what exact location this was, but he said the Walmart that he was working at, they already started stealing out the stores. Said they came in there and ambushed the store. They were stealing everything. Said they was tearing the store up. Say they was all in the back of the store getting stuff. People had trucks loading their trucks up and stuff. Say they had to shut the store down, get the people out, send people home. They said it was a mess. These people are already in Walmart stealing stuff.
Oh, they said.
So just think about how bad, if this continue to linger, it's gonna it's only so much that the store can actually store or shelve these food items before they run out. All right, they carry 3 days worth of supply. Once people get in this habit of looting and running in stores and stealing stuff, ain't gonna be nothing left on the shelf. That means that your food is now scarce. All right. That's gonna send more people into panic. So and this is prophecy. Let's go to Second Ezra real quick. Because once you go hungry, you're no longer reasonable. Or you then become violent. Second Esdras, chapter 15, and I'm gonna start at verse I start at 18. It says, for because of their pride the city shall be troubled, their houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods, because of the lack of bread, and for great tribulation. All right, so when people start getting hungry, and you start experiencing food insecurity, it leads to food riots. People panicking, people rushing for anything that they can find, just to feed themselves and to feed their family. All right, prophecy is speaking loud and clear now. No wonder why YouTube want to censor and you know, get rid of channels, and then eventually Esau gonna want to get us off the street. Because we've been telling you like it is, man. This word is faithful and true. So let's go from there. And I'm gonna go to this real quick in Ezekiel. We get it in the NLT, and it says, Ezekiel 4:16, it says, then he told me, son of man, I will make food very scarce in Jerusalem. It will be weighed out with great care and eaten fearfully. The water will be rationed out drop by drop, and the people will drink it with dismay. Lacking food and water, people will look at one another in terror, and they will waste away under their punishment. All right, so people they're gonna be losing their mind, man, and it pains them that they can't even they don't have the means to be able to make the purchases to you know, get the turkey and the freaking glazed abomination with the pineapple on it. All right, their stuffing, their cranberry sauce, the macaroni and cheese and all that. They might not be able to buy all that and eat their annual meal that they normally spend for around this time every year. All right, even though, Jake, you shouldn't be celebrating it no damn way. You're celebrating basically a victory of the enemy and a defeat of one of the tribes, or a couple of the tribes of our nation. The Lord already said he hate and despise your feast days, and he will not smell the fats of your beasts. But the timing of it is interesting. So a lot of people are gonna lose their shit because you ain't even got the stamps that you was relying on to be able to go and go to the grocery store to buy up all those things. So it's not looking too good. It's looking to be that winter that Biden was speaking about back when he was still in office. Okay, it's getting real spooky. But let's go back. So they're already reporting that animalistic behavior has already begun. You know, just based off of the report that your food stamps is getting ready to get plucked. You know, from and a lot of you women, man. You know, we saw the writing on the wall. We already saw it from a mile away. Now, you are not going to be comfortable for too much longer. The scriptures say many great misery shall be done to them in the latter days because they have walked in great pride. So now we're seeing it. But anyway, let's continue to listen.
They tearing them grocery stores. Y'all already know.
I mind the business that pays me. I go to the messy side of TikTok. I don't go over there for me. I go over there for y'all and your wealth. Y'all, I done seen more than one video. When I tell you they saying that they get text messages saying they will not, again, they will not be getting EBT, SNAP, whatever it's called. They said you won't be getting that in November. Some people said they got a text. Some people said it came through their app. Some people said that they said you gonna get it from, it don't look good. They talking about it's Thanksgiving and they babies and them is gonna have a Thanksgiving. They talking about they gonna run through them stores, they grabbing stuff, they getting whatever they need. And they said they wish it would. They oh, you know what? This one girl, she's so hyped. I mean, she said it don't even matter. And she taking her big cousin and they knocking people, they getting the groceries.
They all on my phone telling me we ain't gonna get our food stamps November. Let my shit not come on the 15th. Let my shit not come on the 15th, and I'm gonna show them why I went to jail twice.
And all these women talking like this, we take it back to the siege of Jerusalem. We take it back to when the Babylonians sieged Jerusalem. These type of women, they would be eating their babies. They would be eating their children because of the distress in the siege, which was prophesied in the curse in Deuteronomy the 28th chapter. All right, it talks about the woman, you know, that would be tender and delicate, that she wouldn't even set the sole of her foot upon the ground. Her eyes shall be evil towards her husband and towards her children. All right, and basically what let me get it. These type of bras that you hear talking like that, they would have been the ones, you know, by the time there was nothing left, they would be eating their sons. Deuteronomy 28. And 57, it says, and this is in the NLT, it says, she will hide from them that after birth and the new baby she has born, so that she herself can secretly eat them. She will have nothing else to eat during the siege and terrible distress that your enemy will inflict on all your towns. And it's like the enemy right now. All right, Trump, this administration, under this current Roman Empire, the Rome 2.0, you're being distressed because they're cutting off your support system, and that's what you get for trusting in man. Woe to them that go down to Egypt for help. None of our people are turning to the Lord. Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. The Lord, we're comforted by the scriptures. The Lord said to cast your burden upon him and he will sustain you. But our people, they ain't even doing that. They're following after their belly. You know? So these people are they're gonna lose their shit. And a lot of them already starting to. All right?
I don't give a fuck. I'm not in the mood. My birthday is in December. Thanksgiving coming up. I don't.
Look at all that junk food. That's what and that's why women are overweight. Look at that basket. Nothing but junk food. And you wonder why they started bugging out when they start to reprogram the stamps that they were getting to only be valid for certain food items. But like junk food, you won't be able to purchase it, because now they got it programmed in certain states and cities that it can only cover certain food items. All right, so, and a lot of these food items, a lot of the junk food our people are used to, it doesn't give them any nutrients. It's just a bunch of food coloring, flavor enhancer, a bunch of salt. All right, MSG, all type of artificial flavor enhancers and chemicals, and they think that their bodies are being fed, but it's not taking in any nutrients. So your body will continue to crave it, even though it's not really feeding you. So when you take this food away, that's like taking drugs from a fiend. They're gonna lose it. All right, but so you see the sentiment here and what these women are implying. So let me go back to that video. And this is, like I said, this is all orchestrated by the elite. Problem, reaction, solution, man. Like it says in Psalm 64, where we have devised the perfect plan. Get all these hungry, starving Negroes, all right, get them on their toes, have them on edge. And then, we'll be justified in declaring martial law and turning all these cities into a police state with heavy concentration of troops, but also apply that pressure so that they can give in to this new system. Everything's going digital. So yeah, in their mind, they devised the perfect plan. Let me get Psalm 64. It is Psalm 64 and 1. It says, "O power, listen to my complaint. Protect my life from my enemies' threats. Hide me from the plots of the evil mob, from this gang of wrongdoers." Yeah, the WEF, all right, the international banking families, all right, all of them, okay, all of them, all the owners of all these corporations, these corporate billionaires, all of them. That's the real mob and gang on the earth. All right, the little hat, the 48 people, all right, the ones, the higher ups among them, the Zionists. It says they sharpen their tongues like swords and aim their bitter words like arrows. They shoot from ambush at the innocent, attacking suddenly and fearlessly. They encourage each other to do evil and plan how to set their traps in secret. And they devise it through these secret meetings, and then they send these puppet leaders out, and they sign into legislation and an executive order, and then they allow it to fester. Was that Micah 2:1? Woe to them that work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So they know exactly what they're doing. Right now, it's a blame game between the alt-left and the alt-right, the Democrat and the Republican. All right, but they're all in on the same, they're part of the same game. Okay? Yeah, we blaming it on the Dems because they look at this amount of money that Biden's administration spent on this over here, on this over there. Pointing the fingers at each other. No accountability because they in on it together. It says, and plan how to set their traps in secret. Who will ever notice? They ask. As they plot their crimes, they say, we have devised the perfect plan. Yes, the human heart and mind are cunning. So that's the elite. All right. They want to starve you people out, drain the system, and set up a new system in place where they will have the ultimate control. And you will either have to, bend and kiss the ring and worship the image, or be cut off.
Actually, I think the panic will begin the very day the food stamps stop working. The food riots, should they begin, they will start looting the retailers, obviously, because they do that anyway. But this time, they're going to be starving.
Yeah, they doing that. I mean, in LA, they've been doing that for the last couple of years. You know, all this smashing and grabbing from them wild YNs over there. You know, robbing jewelry stores. So you already know it's gonna get worse. And they're gonna start to shut certain chains down, start boarding up, and they're already doing that in parts of the Bay Area in Cali, parts of downtown LA. They see where this is heading. All right, and that's what Isaiah, the 24th chapter, you know, when it really gets bad, you know, people gonna be, you know, in their homes not wanting to come out. You got dudes showing up at people's homes with mask on, you know, clown mask, you know, guns pointed and all, man. This is Isaiah 24. Yeah, Isaiah 24 and 9. It says, "Gone are the joys of wine and a song. Alcoholic drink turns bitter in the mouth. The city writhes in chaos. Every home is locked to keep out intruders. Mobs gather in the streets, crying out for wine. Joy has turned to gloom. Gladness has been banished from the land." And this is what we're getting ready to experience, man. Let this government shutdown continue all throughout into December. It's gonna be disastrous. Christmas time, New Year's, January 2026. With this many people out of work, people without you know, food, assistance, healthcare. Yeah, it's finna get crazy, man. But let's finish this out and we'll close.
So they're going to loot the retailers. First, it'll be the local convenience stores, and then it'll be the grocery stores. And you may now realize why so many grocery stores have moved out of the left-wing cities. They've closed down and left. Why? Because they know what's coming. They know that massive civil unrest is coming. And you see, the left loves this kind of thing because it gives them a cover for the left-wing uprising that they want to stage anyway. Because they want to...
Yep. That's why you got Don Lemon talking about you Jakes, arm yourselves. You know, all those out left people, you know, even Newsom, all this is, you know, showing that, you know, this is there's division within the country, and it's going to eventually lead to a type of civil war. All right, the Lord said that he would turn an Egyptian against Egyptian. All right, so you got that as well, and they'll definitely you know, play you Jakes, you know, cannon fodder. All right, where you get caught up in the crosshairs between these fighting factions, you know, Antifa or this group or that group. And now Trump is classifying damn near anybody that rebels. You might as well be Antifa. Which are all basically groups that are set up and funded. So this is all part of, you know, their problem reaction solution, man. Order out of chaos. Get all these Jakes in these Democratic ran cities to go crazy, and then Trump can swoop down, all right, with that wrath.
They want to overthrow Trump. Not that they would succeed at that, but in some of their minds, they think they can. And a lot of left-wing lawmakers, Democrats, are openly talking about fighting in the streets. Well, you get a bunch of hungry, you know, welfare recipients in the inner cities whose food gets cut off. They're going to join the riots. Then you have a much larger left-wing army of angry, obese people who are, you know, protesting the Trump administration. This also benefits the Trump administration, if you think about it, because it gives them the ability to move in more troops into the cities, which Trump has openly talked about that. And
yeah, he's setting that trench, pursuant to Luke 19 and 43. All right, you're gonna set that trench up, man, and you Jake's gonna be surrounded in these cities by the troops, and you won't be able to leave out of your city limits unless you provide some type of identification. More than likely, it'll be the digital ID that they're already beginning the process with over in the UK, and also other countries are adopting it as well. So it's only a matter of time here in Babylon where you will have to get one of those IDs. So we're here, man. Prophecy is definitely speaking. And the Lord said that you shall hear of wars and commotions. And we'll end off on that note. Luke 21:9, it says, and when you hear of wars and insurrections, don't panic. Yes, these things must take place first, but the end won't follow immediately. Then he added, nation will go to war against nation and kingdom against kingdom. There will be great earthquakes and there will be famines, shortage of food and plagues in many lands. And there will be terrifying things and great miraculous signs from heaven. So this is what we're beginning to witness. All right. So take heed and be circumspect. Pay attention. Stay sober and stay vigilant. And also, of course, continue to pray. Pray without ceasing. All right, so, Lord willing, you were edified. Call Lord Yahweh Shem Shai. Shalom.